is there darkness, yet this comfort is a lamp therein, that there is no error in the will, but only doubt as to the means of success. Else were we as children afeard of night. Thus we have need of naught but to consider the matter by wit of reason, and of prudence, and of common sense, and of experience, and of science, adjusting ourselves so far as we may. Here is the key of success, and its name is the skill to make right use of circumstance. This then is the virtue of the mind, to be the wazzer of the will, a true counselor through intelligence of the universe. But, O my son, do thou lay this word beneath thine heart, that the mind hath no will nor right thereto, so that usurpation bringeth forth a fatal conflict in thyself. For the mind is sensitive, unstable as air. It may be led foolishly in leash by a stronger mind that worketh as the cunning tool of a will. Therefore thy safety and defence is to hold thy mind to his right function, a faithful minister to thine own true will, that is king of that star whose name is thyself. By election of nature, heed well this, O my son, for thy mind passive is rightly a mirror to reflect all things clearly without prejudice, and to remain unstained by them. On the way of wisdom, de cursus sapientis. Therefore consider this again in a figure, that thy mind is as the marshal of an army, to observe the dispositions of the enemy, and to order his own forces rightly, according to that information, but he hath no will, only obedience to the word of his king, to outwit and to overcome the opposite. Nor doth that king make war by his own whim, if he be wise and true, but solely because of the necessity of his country, and its nature, whereof he is but executive officer and interpreter. Its voice as the marshal is its arm. Thus then do thou understand thyself, not giving place to thy mind to dispute thy will, nor through ignorance and carelessness allowing the enemy to deceive thee, nor by fear, by imprudence and foolhardiness, by hesitation and vacillation, by disorder and the lack of firm correctness, by failure in elasticity or in obstinacy, each at its moment, suffering defeat in the hour of shock. So then, O my son, this is thy work, to know the word of the will without error, and to make perfect every faculty of thy mind in right order and readiness to impose that word as law upon the universe, so mote it be. Unreason, source of madness, when not under will. De ratione quae sine voluntate est fons maniae. Is it not a marvel how he that worketh with his will and is in constant touch with the reality external maketh his mind to serve him? How eagerly runneth it and returneth, gathering, arranging, clarifying, classifying, organizing, comparing, setting in array, with skill and might and energy that faileth never. Nay, my son, in this way thou canst be pitiless with thy mind, and it will not rebel against thee, or neglect thine ordinance. But now consider him that worketh not with his will, how his mind is idle, not reaching out after reality, but debating within itself of its own affairs, like a democracy introspective. Then this mind, not reflecting, not reacting equably and with elasticity to the world, is lost in its own anarchy and civil war, so that although it work not, it is overcome by weakness of division and becometh coronzon. And unto these words I call to my witness the madness of the soul of Muscovy in this year X333, 13 of our aeon that is ended. Therefore behold how this our law of Thelema, do what thou wilt, is the first foundation of health, whether in the body or the mind, either of a simple or a complex organism. And truth which may not be told to a woman, de veritate quam feminae non dicere